The lion sleeps tonight. Mbube. For the last 50 years, that happy little word has been a universally recognized shorthand for the song known as "The Lion Sleeps Tonight," from Pete Seeger's version in 1952, titled "Mbube," to the Token's #1 single in 1961, to its featured role in the hugely popular Disney film and Broadway musical The Lion King. The song has enchanted generations, sold millions of copies, and passed into the world's musical vernacular as a modern folk tune. But the history of The Lion Sleeps Tonight is anything but happy. Solomon Linda was born in the Zulu heartland of South Africa in 1909. He never learned to read or write, but he had a knack for songwriting. In his mid-20s, he moved to Johannesburg, where he led in a capella band that charmed audiences in the local beer halls. He sang in a high soprano over 4-part harmony chants, a style that would come to define a whole generation of Zulu music. This sound was the basis for many of Linda's songs, including his most famous, Mbube. M-B-U-B-E. In Zulu, Mbube means lion. During his childhood, Linda had worked as a herder protecting cattle in the African hinterlands. The main predator was the lion. The Spartan lyrics of his song center on the phrase Mbube, Zimbe, or lion stop. When Linda and his group, the original Evening Birds, cut a 7 to 8 RPM recording of the song in 1939, it became the first African record to sell over 100,000 copies. In the 40s, the song's popularity spread through Europe. Though record companies in the U.S. weren't interested, noted folk music historian Alan Lomax was. If not for Lomax, Mbube may have remained an African folk song, but he played it for his friend Pete Seeger. Delighted by the joyous call of what he heard as Mbube, Seeger worked up a version with his band, the Weavers. Their 1952 record with the Gordon Jenkins Orchestra was basically them singing the title word with vocal flourishes over 4 simple chords, a top 20 hit. The writing credit went to Paul Campbell, a pseudonym for the group. There was no mention of Solomon Linda. Pete Seeger has recently said of the publishing situation, "I didn't realize what was going on and I regret it. I have always left money up to other people. I was kind of stupid." That same year, Linda had received 10 shillings, roughly 87 cents today, for signing over the copyright of Mbube to Gallo Studios, the company that produced his group's original record. As compensation, they also gave him a job sweeping floors and serving tea in their packing house. Meanwhile, back in the States, the song became a popular staple for nightclub acts. The Weavers' live version gave it another boost in 1957. Then in 1959, the Kingston Trio had a minor hit with it. Writing credits were listed as Campbell Linda. In 1961, producers Hugo and Luego hired Brill Building, Toonsmith, George David Wise to add lyrics to Went Away, and it became The Lion Sleeps Tonight, a #1 hit for the Tokens. Within 2 years, there had been over 150 cover versions worldwide, in languages from Japanese to Finnish. Linda's name had once again disappeared from the writer's credits. Mbube was now buried beneath 2 layers of pop arrangements and 2 titles, but it was still Linda's melody and concept. The royalties that he was supposed to be receiving on Went Away and The Lion Sleeps Tonight, paid by publisher the Richmond organization, should have made him a rich man. But he got paid only on Went Away, and for that, less than 50% of what he was due. It must have been much less, because in South Africa, Linda's 8 children survived on porridge and chicken feet. 2 died from malnutrition. And when Linda himself died in 1962, he had the equivalent of $22 in his bank account. His widow couldn't even afford a gravestone for him. The inequity went on for years, with Linda survivors never questioning the meager royalty checks they received from 1991-2000, the years that the Lion King ruled on screen, VHS, DVD, and stage. They got approximately $17,000. In 2000, South African journalist Ryan Malan wrote an expose for Rolling Stone, embarrassing several major players in the music publishing world and attracting lawyers to Linda's family. In 2002, director Francois Verster followed the cause with A Lion's Trail, a documentary tracing the long journey of Mbube to The Lion Sleeps Tonight. Justice seemed to be a court case away. But it was no simple matter. Not only had Linda signed over the copyright to his song, but his wife and daughters had twice done the same in the years following. Ownership of Mbube, Went Away, and The Lion Sleeps Tonight was a tangled mess. When lawyers finally sorted it out in February 2006, Linda survivors began receiving the compensation they deserved. The settlement applied to royalties dating back to 1987. Sadly, there was one final injustice. In 2001, Linda's daughter Adelaide died of AIDS at age 38, unable to afford a potentially life-saving antiviral treatment. When Solomon Linda wrote a song about lions preying on cattle, he could never have imagined the ultimate irony that he was inviting a much more savage breed of predators into his own life. By Bill Dumaine.